Here's a number that might surprise you. Amazon's Kindle Direct Publishing platform has paid out over $4 billion to authors since it launched. $4 billion. That money didn't go to publishers. It went to people like you. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to write a real ebook, format it properly, and get it live on Amazon's marketplace. Not some vague advice. A actual roadmap you can follow starting today. And here's the thing. The third step I'm going to share with you is what separates the people who make real money on Amazon from the ones who upload a book and then wonder why nobody bought it. So stick around. This one's worth it. Let's start with the most important decision you'll make, your book topic. Most people get this wrong before they even write a single word. They write what they're passionate about, cross their fingers, and hope for the best. That's backwards. You want to write what people are already searching for. Here's a real example. A guy named Marcus Chen wanted to write about intermittent fasting. Popular topic, right? But instead of just writing another generic guide, he headed over to Amazon's marketplace and looked at the bestseller lists in the health category. He noticed something interesting. Every single book about intermittent fasting was either a scientific deep dive or a basic what is it overview. Nothing in between, nothing practical. He filled that gap with a book called The Intermittent Fasting Playbook, launched it in January of 2023. By March, he was making about $800 a month in royalties. That gap finding technique, that's the first skill you need. Don't ask, what do I want to write about? Ask, what does the market actually need that nobody is doing well yet? Once you've picked your topic, it's time to actually write the thing. And I want to be straight with you. The secret isn't spending 8 hours a day chained to your desk. It's about structure. A best-selling nonfiction ebook on Amazon doesn't need to be 300 pages. Most of the bestsellers in personal finance, health, and self-help are between 15,000 and 25,000 words. That's roughly 60 to 100 pages. You can write that in a month if you break it down right. Here's the method. Open a blank document. At the top, write down 10 chapters or sections your reader needs to go through to solve the problem your book addresses. Then for each chapter, write down 5 bullet points covering what that chapter will teach. That's your outline. It sounds simple because it is. Then every day you write one section, just one. Figure out what you can explain clearly in about 300 to 500 words and write that. That's it. Most people discover they can finish a rough draft in 3 to 4 weeks using this method. The key is getting words on the page, not perfecting them. You can hire an editor later. You cannot hire motivation later. Now, let's talk about what happens the moment you finish writing. This is where most people stall out. They tinker with the manuscript for months, convinced it's not ready yet. Or they upload it without any prep work and watch it disappear into the void. The secret to actually selling books on Amazon isn't just having a good book. It's having a book that looks like a bestseller before anyone buys it. That means 3 things. First, a professional book cover. Not something you cobble together in Canva in 20 minutes. You can find designers on Fiverr or 99 Designs for somewhere between $150 and $300. Yes, that's real money. No, it's not optional. A bad cover doesn't just look bad. It signals to Amazon's algorithm that your book isn't serious. And when the algorithm doesn't take you seriously, it doesn't show your book to buyers. Second, you need a killer book description, the text that shows up in the look inside, preview, and on your product page. This isn't a summary of your book. It's your sales copy. It needs to hook the reader in the first 2 sentences and make them feel like buying this book is the obvious smart choice. Third, and this is the one most people skip entirely, you need to pre-launch. Build an email list before your book goes live. Even a list of 500 people who genuinely want your topic can generate enough early sales to push your book onto Amazon's radar for organic discovery. The first 72 hours on the marketplace matter more than anything else. If you're finding this helpful so far, hit that subscribe button. I've got the part that most people never figure out coming up next, and it's the real difference maker. Okay, here's what I promised you. The method that separates authors who make a few $100s from authors who generate consistent monthly royalties. It's not about writing one book. It's about building a brand around your book. Think about it from Amazon's perspective. They want to sell products that keep customers coming back. An author with one book is a one-time transaction. An author with a recognizable brand and multiple related books, that's a customer for life. There's a woman named Sarah Miller who wrote Minimalist Home Organization in 2022. The book did okay, maybe $300 in the first month. But instead of moving on, she used that momentum to build a small Instagram following around the minimalist lifestyle angle. 8 months later, she released the Minimalist Kitchen and Minimalist Wardrobe Essentials, each book linked to the others in the description. The books started cross-pollinating sales. By the 1-year mark, she was pulling in about $2,200 a month in royalties across her catalog. That model works in any niche. Health, finance, parenting, hobbies. It doesn't matter. If your first book establishes you as the authority, Your second and third books become exponentially easier to sell. The other piece nobody talks about enough is Amazon's advertising platform. You can run sponsored product ads for as little as $5 a day. These ads put your book in front of people searching for keywords related to your topic. A well optimized ad campaign with a daily budget of $10 can generate $15 to $20 in sales if your book cover and description are working. The math works. And here's the part that changes everything. Once your book starts getting reviews, even just 15 to 20 honest reviews from real readers, Amazon's algorithm treats it like a trusted product. It shows up in also bought recommendations. It appears in search results higher up. Those first reviews are everything. Reach out to your email list, ask friends, offer the book for free for the first few days, and ask readers to leave an honest review. That initial boost is what flips the switch from invisible to visible. So let it sit for a second. Find a gap in the market, not just a topic you're passionate about. Write your book in focused daily sessions using a clear outline. Invest in a professional cover, craft a compelling description, and pre-launch before you go live. Then, this is the part most people miss. Treat your first book as the foundation of an author brand, not a one-off project. Build the catalog. Use Amazon's advertising platform. Earn those early reviews and let Amazon's algorithm do the rest. That's how ordinary people with no publishing experience are quietly building passive income streams on Amazon right now. If this video saved you months of confusion, share it with someone who's been thinking about writing a book. And if you want to see exactly how to set up your Amazon author profile and your book listing the right way, subscribe. I've got a deep dive follow-up coming that breaks down the entire upload process step by step. See you in the next one.